Hello and welcome, fellow gaming fans, back to my corner of the ARK. This is Small Archangel, and welcome back to Hidden Valley. I tend to do all my videoing in ARK during the hours of daylight because at the moment we just don't have any electric light, and I've never, to be honest, had electric light in this game before, so I don't honestly know whether it will improve matters, but I just find it's too dark, even with a torch in my hand, to really be able to see enough to video it during the hours of darkness. So this is dawn, and I'm hoping we have enough light to get on with the episode now. There's been another little update. Now, mostly I don't keep up to the updates because, to be honest, they are so frequent in this game that I lose track. But this one is pretty cool, and at the same time might be a little tricksy. See these guys here? We can now pick them up. Now, quite why you'd want to do this, I'm not sure. I suppose we can just kind of move them about. So you want to put your dodo somewhere else. There we go. We can just pick them up and then lob them, which seems a little inhumane to me. But, you know, if you want to redistribute your dodos a little bit, there you go. Easy as pie. Bit bored of them where they are, just chuck them around the place a little bit. Also means perhaps, maybe we can do that with wild dodos. We could just grab one and then leg it. So, you know, they don't have to be unconscious for us to move them about. Does make life a little bit more interesting. Of course, when you're coming to try and pick up their eggs or their droppings, you might just find yourself picking up the whole damn creature. I don't know which creatures that counts for, or if it's strength based. I haven't just leveled up my strength, so I'm pretty sure that's part of the recent update. So there you go, that's kind of fun. But now, on with the show. What are we actually doing in this episode? Well, I always have a massive long list of things, and it's always difficult to choose what the priorities are. But in this case, I've decided through experience that this shelter, which I'd intended to be for my birds, just ain't big enough. These Argents are just massive. I tried to manoeuvre him in here so that... Now, he doesn't actually have a saddle on seat. No, Izzy's got it at the moment. Yeah, we need a saddle for Iz as well. Just look at that. She's clipping through it and all sorts. But even if I make her land... Now, can I actually see what's going on there? No, even in first person, it's kind of tricky to figure out what's going on. And she turns round, she stands on another dino and all sorts. And then trying to get off, I'm now stuck on her back. And the only way to get off is to actually ride her out of the place and then land. And then get off. And then will I jump off the cliff and hurt myself? Quite possibly. So this structure just ain't big enough. So what I've decided is this is going to be the new raptor house. I'm going to put our raptors in there because we've got 3 currently, and we'll end up with 4 if we manage to find a male raptor to complete that little hunting group. So what I've decided to do is try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And get shot of this rock here, because it's just not sporting to have a great big rock that big dinos like Carnos can just run over the top of and sink their choppers into you in the middle of the night, which is what happened to me a few in-game days ago. So we're going to get shot of this and hope that nothing tries to get into the base in the meantime. And then in its place, we're going to build, on a foundation, a birdhouse, and we're going to make it big. So it's probably going to be the whole of this kind of... Like, we'll probably have to... I don't know. We're going to have to take out the rock first to be able to really see what's going on here. And then we're going to have to place... we have to hit these rocks for really quite a lot of time to get them to go away. There we go. And it's gone. Wow, that's one big old hole. Alright, so what we're planning on doing here, hopefully, is plugging this gap with a building that's going to be big enough to house our Argents. Now, the problem I had with building this one was, because I wasn't building it on a foundation, I had a real trouble getting the roof to go on. And so this one is going to be on a foundation, just to avoid that problem. Building a foundation just means it's generally... Yeah, you see, this is the problem in it. So you put a hole in your wall, stuff walks through it. So yeah, that's going to make it very much easier to construct, I think. And also, we do have this issue with the sort of uneven ground here as well, which is going to come. We're going to come up against that, literally, like we did with the greenhouse. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. We're just going to have to see how it goes, I guess. I'm going to get rid of these little end bits because... There we go. There's the foundation, because they're going to get in the way, and we need this to be as big as possible. Because, as I say, Argents just take up a surprisingly large amount of space, actually. There we go. So, what I'm going to do, rather than trying to make any kind of wall meet up in the middle, because it's not gonna, because these are just such different angles you can see from here, what we're going to have to do is place a building with the foundations first, kind of starting over the other end, I think, and coming over this way. I deliberately place them at an angle so that the building more or less effectively plugs the gap. It's going to be quite difficult to judge how that's going to work. We're just going to have to do the best we can at it, really. Yeah, I'd punch him in the face to make him go away, but he'd just aggro me then, wouldn't he? And I really haven't got time for that. So we're going to go and make some foundations. Now, I reckon this is probably going to be about 6 blocks wide. I certainly hope it's going to be 6 blocks anyway, because if it's any less than that, we're not going to have, we're not going to have enough space, probably. So we're going to start out in here. Now, I like to keep lots of resources in here in my smithy for ease of crafting. Yes, I'm encumbered, but that doesn't matter because I don't need to actually move. Oh, this is going to be difficult. We're going to have to start at this end, I think, because at this end we have got this uneven terrain, as I say, which could prove to be obstructive. It could be a bit of a difficulty. Now, I'm going to just put myself in third person because we get a bit of a wider angle. It's not going to make that much difference, though, I don't think. So this wall is kind of at this angle. The other wall is more kind of at that kind of angle, I think. Though again, yeah, very difficult to kind of judge. I would like the back wall of the building to be continuous wall with the outside wall of the base, and then to join up with that wall over there. But even if I could judge it correctly, that's still not going to work, because over here we just don't have enough space to build over this way. And this is misleading because it looks like we can place our foundation wherever we like, but of course we can't, because the ground here is much higher even before you get to the stony ledge, and so it just wouldn't meet up with any foundations we have on this side, or else they'd be kind of hovering in midair and all the rest of it. And personally, I don't find the stone pillars really do me many favours when it comes to trying to level the ground off. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to have some of this building on the outside of the wall, like at least one block of it is going to be on the outside, and then so we can have some more blocks coming forwards. It needs to be 3 blocks deep, because this building here is only 2 blocks and there ain't enough room for the birds, and it's got to be at least 6 blocks wide. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start with this foundation here. Oop. And I reckon we've probably got about 6 blocks worth to do here that we can do. Let's just do this. Okay, now we can see that I've got that sort of pretty well meshed there, actually. And we're on a diagonal, and we're going to head off in this direction with our foundations and see where we wind up. And we're obviously going to have more of the building on the outside of the base walls, well, forming the outside of the base walls on this side, simply because we don't have as much room in this direction. So let's just see, we can have... yeah, and then we actually have enough space to have another foundation in front of that one, and it might even meet up with this wall, which would be awesome. Now, I don't actually have any resources at the moment to make another foundation, so we're going to have to zip it here, grab this egg, because I never say no to a dodo egg, and then make ourselves another foundation, and that's all we'll trouble ourselves to make right now. I'm going to grab some of that. I think we've got enough to make another foundation, but I'm in my smithy just in case. No, we're cool. There we go. Alright, we're going to need a lot more sort of walls and all the rest of it once we get this in place. But let's just place this foundation and see what it looks like. Now that is pretty damn close, actually, and we might find that we don't need to place anything else there, because once we place the walls and what have you, that's probably going to be pretty damn near. So we've got a big corner sticking out here, but it doesn't matter. And then that, right, that's great. So we're going to need some more foundations, because this is just sort of the outside of it, and then it's going to come into the base on this side as well, a couple of foundations too, so it's going to be a bit of a strange angle, but we're going to have enough space to get through here as well, I think. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I think we're going to need about 10 of them. Yeah, that would make sense, because it's going to be because it's 6 by 3, so yeah, we're going to need 10 more foundations. So Just bear with me while I make those, folks. Okay, we've got these now. So, let's just see what this is going to look like. Oh, are you still in here? Oh no, that's another one. Wow. What a pain. I'm going to have a load of dinos in here. Dino dinner, that's what you're going to be. Yeah, get out of here. At least that one can be scared off. Okay. This might look a little bit peculiar, I suppose, but hopefully it'll be practicable. Alright, 2 more. Hey, I love it when I can count. Okay, so there is a little teeny space there. If all else fails, we might be able to fill that space with just a stone pillar or something, which might look cool anyway. We're going to need, I'm going to put wall here, and then the entranceway is going to be here, facing this way, because this is basically where we're going to, it's not exactly a runway, but we're going to be, you know, flying our birds out in that direction generally, so that's cool. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grind some resources off camera so that we've got the wherewithal to make walls. We're going to need walls this side, and we're going to need walls that side, and we're going to need this to be 3 blocks high. Here I'm crawling back to base with a very heavy load. I find it the most effective way of crafting, resource gathering, is actually to craft as I go, and that's pretty much what I've done. There we go. That way you can carry a lot more stuff actually, but even so I've weighed myself down good and proper. Now, one thing I have found out recently, and I think it's a fairly recent addition to the game actually, is that you can turn walls around, so you can make sure you place them the right way round. Now, it's not ever so easy to tell, but I think that's correct, yeah, because that's the inside of the wall. I've made a couple of inside window walls as well, because we want a window on either side of this, and maybe one at the back, I don't know. So, for the moment, we'll just place these like so. I won't have gathered enough resources. I haven't made enough pieces of wall by a long way, but let's have our window there. There we go. Now, while I was out foraging, I did think that actually it might be better if we didn't have a slope roof here at all, because the birds are so big, and because you clip through them yourselves while you're on their backs. As you can see, their backs pretty much as low as. So I might just have it 3 blocks high the whole way round, and maybe have, I don't know, I might put a big sort of dino gate on there as well. I'm not sure, but that would be pretty cool anyway. So we shall see. We shall see what I decide to do there. Right, it's getting a little bit dingy. It's probably partly because of the rain. I think we might put a couple of windows in the back there as well, but I haven't made them yet. So there we go. And I've got one more bit of wall which we can bung there. All right, so that is the story so far. I'm going to have to make a load more bits. I've got probably some more resources. Let's see what we're going to need. 2 more windows. So I like those to be at ground level so I can see out. And then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then, yeah, about 18 more walls. Wow, that's really going to take some doing. So I'm not sure how many we're going to be able to make right now. I'm not sure how many walls I've got the resources to make right now, but we're going to give it a try. So once again, folks, just bear with me while I grind. Not ever so helpful. I don't find them to be ever so helpful these days, those things. They have a lot of spawn such and such with tribute, which obviously isn't going to be much use to me, because I don't think I'm going to be likely to get tribute without, I think that's probably gone already, but I can't honestly say. Oh, there it is. I'm not going to likely to get any tribute without a tribe. So, yeah, and then as for kited gauntlets, I already have a blueprint for kited gauntlets, and I have never once in my life so far found a blueprint that is anything other than primitive. They have all of them been primitive, so clearly I'm just a primitive person. Okay, so I just thought I'd check that out, but to no avail. I have spent the whole night gathering resources and crafting them so that we've got the parts we need to finish this build. At least I hope so. So let's get on and do that now. Who would have thought it would take 2 days straight to do this, but I do find stuff in this game does not happen ever so quickly. Alright, so hopefully I have not miscalculated and we have got enough pieces of wool here, and I hope that none of them play mischievous and go on the wrong way around as well. Okay, so that is the height of the walls. Now, the outside wall height is actually a little larger than that, and that one there is actually smaller, so I would actually quite like to make the wall higher here. And of course we still have that gap there, so I might still try and fill that in with some stone, a stone pillar. But for now I've made some ceiling to go on this, so let's just go see if we can find that. I've made 18 of them, which should be about right. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is if we make a sloped stone. Let me just see. Yeah, we're going to need stone for that, and thatch and wood, right? Sloped stone roof. There it is. If we make one of those, and then we can find out, hopefully. There it is. We'll find out whether we're... Oh, we're a bit way down now. We can find out whether we're going to be able to place a slope up into this. Because it's going to be a bit of a nightmare sort of trying to hop, but if all else fails I'll use wooden ramps like we did back there. In fact, I might just do that anyway. It would be easier, wouldn't it? So I finally managed to place a stone ramp up to the greenhouse, but it took a lot of fiddling about and putting in foundations and then taking the blasted things out again. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work there, I don't think. I'm not quite sure why. It says it's obstructed, actually, so... But the sloped roofs really are strange like that, so I think we'll just give up on that idea. Let's see if we can place this roof. There we go. And again, I may have miscalculated how many of these I needed. Try and get them all the same way around. It looks a bit crap if you don't. There we go. Okay, and from a purely aesthetic point of view, I would quite like to have a sloped roof like that, but... Oh, hello. You're... Okay, let's give you a bit more weight, shall we? Apart from anything else. Without that, we probably wouldn't even be able to get on you with the stuff we're carrying at the moment. Okay, let's see. Are we going to be able to physically really fit in here with us? No, I don't think so, are we? I think a sloped stone roof may look... sloped wood roof may look good, but may just impede our view and what have you. I'm not sure. Maybe we could do that, but we could kind of... Yeah. Maybe we could do that, but we'll sort of put it one forwards, perhaps. We'll kind of put it going down from the front there, and then we've got lots of room in there. I'm not sure. For the minute, let's just finish this job off. No, you don't. Go on up there. There we go. Right, I've made some pillars, and typically they don't go. What a pain. Okay, how the heck... You see, if that went there, that would be perfect. That would really resolve the problem. But it won't, and I can't put it anywhere else either, because it just wants to snap. But won't because of the wall, and it won't snap there onto this wall either. In fact, it won't go anywhere whatsoever. So that's really, really unhelpful. It would be great if it would, because that would really, you know, sort of solve the problem. However, not going to happen. Not sure that there's anything I can realistically do about that. I might just have to have a flipping gap there, which is annoying. Unless I can do something about it, like by taking this wall out and then kind of replacing it so that it, yeah, maybe doesn't clip to there, but I don't know. That's something for me to try off camera, perhaps. In the meantime, I have got just some wooden ramps here. Because I want to see. Now, we're not going to be able to place one there, probably. We'll not be able to place any of these at all. Oh no, we can place one there, that's fine. Up and there as well. And there. And then if we could place the last one, I'll be a happy bunny. There we go. Like so. Great stuff. Okay. Alright, and then I might use my stone pillars as we have done in previous build. And put them kind of one on either side. But before we do that, I do want to try this. I have a little wooden wall. One of the sloped ones. Now, it's a bit difficult to see which way around that goes, but is it that way? Now, the trouble with this is it's probably not going to work because it's going to want a wall to be on the front of it as well, and so, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, so forget that. So I'm going to, maybe keep thinking about the roof here because there's perhaps a better way of doing it. I'm not sure, but we can't come any further forwards with the floor. So I think for the time being, I will go ahead and put my pillars. What of them I've been able to... Yeah, that's not what I meant, is it? This one here. Which of them I've been able to craft so far. Put away the spear. Okay, and one more should make that high enough, I think. There we go, and that realistically looks like it's holding the roof up, which is good. And another one of those on the other side will look quite nice. I'm just going to enjoy the maneuverability for the time being. We've got 2 Argents, and we need to be able to get off the side of them, like so. So, no, land. So really, I want to be able to put them in just like so. And Oz on the other side. Oh, except I still haven't. I'll tell you what our next expedition is going to be. It's going to be to get some kiting so we can make a saddle for Izzy, because this is just unfeasibly annoying. Okay, Oz, here we go. Have the saddle so I can ride you now. You see, he can't even get out of there, can he? Just crazy. So we don't want to slope that roof there. Not really. So we'll put Oz here. There we go. And there's plenty of room for them. And then we'll get Carmen. Although, perhaps first we need to do another feeding trough. Now, I haven't really got any meat to put in it at the moment, but that can soon be rectified, and certainly will be if we go on a hunting expedition for kiting, because we'll also get meat. So, let's just see. Feeding trough. Wood, thatch, fibre, metal. Oh yeah, I forgot about the metal. Okay. Okay, now we've finally got the ingredients. Let's make this thing. Put the rest away in here. We'll put our spare bits of roof and what have you in there. They actually lay more eggs than I strictly need. These guys. Yeah, I definitely want to do something different with that roof, but I'll think about that off camera. Okay, so we'll place this trough. Again, pretty much in the middle. That's going to be here, isn't it? There we are. And yeah, we're going to have to get some meat together to feed these guys with. But as I say, that should not be a problem. Right, let's move Carmen into her new, more spacious accommodation as well. Up. There we go, and I should have plenty of room to be able to get off her as well. And then we're going to get the raptors into their new accommodation, and then hopefully we'll have a bit more space in here as well. And just to be efficient, we actually have a lot of stuff here as well. Oops, That is not what I meant. We'll get this meat here because it's the only spare I really have at the moment. We'll get on the outermost raptor, which is Jade. She's leveled a couple of times since... Oh no, she won't have it because she's too heavy now. That is easier, and then we can move them all three at once. Okay, except the other two have got themselves stuck behind Kulan. Guys, what the hell? Okay, do you know what? This is the only thing I can possibly do, really, isn't it? Let's move Cools as well. There we go. Excellent. Honestly, the things we have to do in this game sometimes, just to get something to work. Okay, you guys. Welcome to your new home. How'd you like it, girls? And hopefully there's going to be plenty of room for a husband for all of you as well. Now, I cannot get any lighter than this, really, but hopefully some of my, like, Violet should be able to... No, they're all really feeble. We can't get any of them to move now, so I'm just going to have to make myself very much lighter to be able to... So let's just... Ugh! The tails on them. Stop it. Alright, what are we carrying? An Argent egg. Well, yeah, that might be quite large. Let's put that in the fridge. And that is another episode. All in itself, I think, is making a fridge. Oh yeah, there's a lot of damaged stuff in my kitchen because I had a little kind of bird thing that managed to get in here, and I made a silly mistake of trying to kill it. And it attacked me and broke my windows and did all sorts of mad stuff at the same time. So I've got all sorts of damage in there I need to repair up now as well. So there we go. That is about all we have time for in this episode, I should think. It's taken us absolutely forever to get this far. I'm going to drink some water, and I'm also carrying an absolute load of eggs, aren't I? Dilo eggs. There we go. We can move now. It must have been that Argent egg. Absolutely enormous. These guys can go backwards, so we can actually manoeuvre them a little bit. And in the next episode, as I say, we're going on a hunt for chitin. And we're going to keep out on the lookout for another raptor, but for goodness sake, let it be a male this time. It's crazy how many female raptors I've found already. I've got 3 of them. We're going to need our male raptor to go in the middle there somewhere. It's not a hypothetical raptor. It will become a reality. I am determined. There we go. Yeah, we want to go electric. We really want to go electric as well. So we're wanting to... build a fabricator, so that is going to be in an episode coming soon to you as well. Guaranteed. Okay, guys, so that took a little bit more work than I was anticipating, but we have mostly got our Argent pen, our Argent stable sorted. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know what to do. Hope you'll join me for the next. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and try throwing a few dodos. Bye-bye for now.